Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Isaac, and I'm playing some more Medieval 2 Total War that so often occurs on my channel. And yes, as always, I'm zoomed in on my general, and this time he looks a lot different because I'm playing as the Moors, who are technically an eastern faction, so they have a different looking general, and I have to say he looks quite awesome. But, like I said, I'm playing as the Moors, which is a Muslim force that was in Spain, and if you don't know that, then shame on you, you should read a history book instead of watching these videos. But first, leave a like, comment, and subscribe before you go read that history book. Thank you very much. But anyways, back to what's going on. I'm playing as the Moors. I decided to try out some units that I didn't really give much thought to in Medieval 2 beforehand. But let's look at my army. I have one General Bodyguard, of course. I have 2 units of dismounted Arab cavalry. Yes, they are dismounted, and they are essentially spearmen. Their only attribute is their bonuses against cavalry. So I find that ironic, but take place in my typical armored sergeants that I always bring. I have 3 units of urban militia who are they're decent sword infantry. Then I have 4 units of dismounted Christian Guard, Christians working for the Moors. Don't ask me why. These guys have very broken limbs. I wonder why that is. That looks very painful. Odd graphical glitches of Medieval 2. I have 4 units of peasant crossbowmen. They are actually the superior crossbowmen, even though they are cheaper. But they are superior to all other crossbowmen that the Moor has to offer in terms of damage per missile. I have 2 units of Christian Guard. They are very heavy cav. Plus 3 units of Grenadine Lancers, which are very nice charging cavalry. And finally, wrapping it all up for my army, I have my favorite missile mounted unit in this entire game, Camel Gunners. These guys ride camels. They fire guns, and they wear flip-flops without socks on, so they are very awesome. But let's go ahead, look at what my opponent has brought. He's playing as England. He brought 2 units of Bill militia. He put them in light infantry doctrine out at the very front. I guess he thought I was going to bring, gunpowder units, and was expecting to win the skirmish fight, because he brought 4 units of routine longbowmen plus a unit of Sherwood archers. Now his archers are exceptionally good, especially Sherwood archers. If you think they look like Robin Hood, good, because they do. They only have 30 compared to 60, but they are incredibly devastating. They're great in the woods because they can hide in the woods. They get a bonus in the woods. Very scary archers. Plus he has 4 units of armored swordsmen, very decent sword infantry, plus 3 units of dismounted English knights. Now these guys have an incredibly high attack. If they are just like the English dismounted knights, just like the French dismounted knights, then I believe their default attack is 21 or 20, something like that. So incredibly high attack compared to other units. And his armored swordsmen have very nice defense. He of course has his General's Bodyguard right there, plus 4 units of Knights Hospitale. So let's go ahead and begin this battle. Now you notice a bonus that his longbowmen get is that they get to place all these annoying stakes, which impale horses. So I see this, and I'm definitely not going to walk into it. So I'm going to slowly move forward, but nothing too special. Like, I'm not going to move too close to engage in the missile fight just yet. Now you remember in my last video, if you watched it, I was talking about Spain and how to win a outmatched missile fight. Once again, I have this problem where I only have 4 peasant crossbowmen compared to his 5 units of archers. But remember, I also have my camel gunners, which kind of help even things out, essentially. And they have a lot better range than his longbowmen ever will. So we're just going to watch these guys as they slowly advance on his side. Essentially the reason I'm doing this is kind of split my opponent's focus. I'm going to be moving up all contingents of my force at the same time, and I have room for air, but he does not. And the reason I have room for air is because my troops, my infantry troops, can take down most of his, more than a match. And I also have the cavalry advantage and anti-cavalry advantage because I have those 2 spear units and he does not. So moving over here on the hill, these guys are going to go ahead and open fire on several of his longbow men. I don't get many kills, I think just 1 or 2. See if we can spot anyone go down. Yes, this poor guy just laid down for a nap. Now here's a neat little trick that I always like to use against opponents. You notice I moved down a little bit, but I stopped moving. So my opponent decides to move forward. This can get your opponent typically to move from his defensive positioning, especially if he has stakes down.
Men are under attack. We must act now.
I'm glad he fell for that. And here you see this guy get taken down. That's from my camel gunners over here. He's going to start focusing fire on them very shortly. Yes. I kind of wish these guys could do the circle, but sadly they cannot. Now my opponent does not like my camel gunners over here shooting at his guys. I probably should not have been shooting at his archers, but instead some of his infantry. So I'm going to start focusing on his cavalry that's moving up. And wow, that guy just got smacked in the face with a bullet, but he does not care. That horse did care though. So eventually he's going to charge forth. I should have known he was going to charge forth, not just let me shoot him. So I should have moved these guys sooner, but I waited just a bit too long. My cavalry, or my camels are going to get out. They decided to stop there just for a rest stop. Don't know why. But go ahead. I'm frantically clicking, move, move, move. And eventually they will start moving. Entire time they're also getting shooting at these guys. Now, another king thing that I did was move my Arab cav over here to get ready for this, and my opponent takes the bait. So I charge forth and get some kills. Now, my opponent is quite smart. He moves his guys out after taking a couple unfortunate casualties on this unit, plus the arquebus fire, plus crossbow fire coming as well, causes this unit to go ahead and rout, but they will be back very shortly, because they still have 27 guys. It was mostly just the arquebus fire, plus being so close to this many enemies with no support. It's going to cause them to rout, but like I said, they will be back, and boom, they stop right here, right next to all these troops. But they are shaken still, so I'm going to take a couple pot shots at them with my camel gunners. Look at the range on that. You can see them firing in the distance, little Alfonso flashes. And eventually they will start killing this unit as well. Eventually. And I just want to point out this hilarious glitch. If you notice along the hill, all these dead people are looking like they're doing the YMCA.
We must act now.
And I find that quite hilarious. That's just a graphical glitch where they stand back up and see they're in the Y position. So makes you want to do the YMCA, huh? No, I'll stop with bad jokes. I'm sorry. But here, move my camel gunners up and just taking pot shots at one of these guys. I don't remember which.
Our men are under attack. We must act now.
So going back quite a bit, actually, before a lot of things happened on my left flank, you can see from my opponent's point of view, he sees all of these, 5 units of cavalry on his left flank, or my right flank. And so he decides to go ahead and move 2 units of Knights Hospitar, and he's eventually going to use a armored swordsman unit, who has unfortunately taken some casualties from some very odd missile fire that missed completely, but somehow hit him, but whatever. But he's going to use them. He's going to try to counter this. Now this is a good move by my opponent, using infantry support, as well as, trying to do something about my cavalry.
Men are under attack. We need to act.
But we're going to go ahead and put this in fast forward, because I just want to show his point of view very early on. And I did move my cavalry here on purpose. I knew my left flank was completely fine. No big deal about his cavalry, especially after everything happened earlier with my camel gunners, and that his cavalry was completely useless.
We need to act.
Oops, I want to slow it down just a bit. So I moved my guys over here, and he's going to move his cavalry over on the side. He's kind of testing the waters right here, saying how I'm going to react. Something I did miss, he's focused fire on some of my Christian Guard with his longbowmen, got quite a few kills on them. Very unfortunate for me because they went down from 40 to 25. But at this point in time, I see that he's moving in some armed swordsmen, so I'm going to play cat and mouse with him just a bit. I'm moving 2 units of Grenadier Lancers over here, and using the other 3, I'm just walking over here. I want to see what he's going to do. Now I'm setting my opponent up for a trap, and he falls for it. And hopefully you guys can see what the trap is right about now.
Attack. We need to act.
So, gonna go ahead and charge his 1 unit of Knights Hospitaller with my Grenadier Lancers. And here's where my trap happens. I should have moved them back, this Lancer over here a little bit more, but I just charge forth and get a nice flank on the side, while using my 2 Christian Guard to go after his Knights Hospitaller. And once again, got the better of the charge here. Actually got the better of the charge on both sides. But he's going to reinforce with the General Bodyguard. Interesting decision to do so. Here I pull off a unit of Christian Guard, and I had a hard decision to make very quickly. Do I go after this unit of Knights Hospitaller or his General's Bodyguard? Which I didn't realize it was there. I just thought it was still 1 unit. Didn't notice it because I was focusing on other things. But I go ahead and attack this unit because I figure if I knock this out and use both units over here, instead of just having another grinding fight here. But his armored swordsman, who he moved over here, got quite a few
Our men are under attack.
deaths,
We must
unfortunately,
act now.
because of crossbow fire that's coming in, still coming in upon his men. So he's going to charge them forth and attack my Christian Guard, which is over here. And I knocked down his Knights Hospitaller down to 6 guys, but they just would not break route. I'm trying to say break and route at the same time, but they just would not. So I go ahead and charge in and get quite a few nice kills on his General Bodyguard right there. Brought them down to, I believe, 3 guys. Oh, well, they're 10 right now, but they're going to go down to 3 very quickly. But he's going to go ahead and charge 4th Armored Swordsman. But I'm going to counter that with some of my own Urban Militia. And this poor Cav guy is going to go down. But these guys took some crossbow fire. I can speak English just fine, thank you very much. But you can see what's going on here. I completely outflanked and outmicroed my opponent. He's down to 7 guys here, 3 guys General Bodyguard, and 12 armored sergeants with urban militia right on their flanks. They're not going to last very long, even though they are just urban militia. Boom. General goes down. I didn't know he was there. I thought he was still behind his army, but I was like, oh, okay, I'll take this. So, mass route here. Now I have complete total upper advantage. So, I can use that with my 1 unit of Christian Guard here, 13 here, 4 here, and 8 there. My cav is completely depleted, and oh man, Urban Militia, what are you doing? Stop going after those guys. That was a bad decision. Now back to the middle flank. I am engaging in the missile duel. You can see who is winning. I only have 13 left in this crossbow unit. How's he doing? He has 22 here, 44. Yeah, he's basically winning this. He's moving his Sherwood archers up. They should have been firing a lot sooner. So at the cost of, you know, a couple peasant crossbowmen, I'm taking a good number of kills from his very expensive longbowmen. And at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and move my troops up. You can see all that archer fire coming in. He should have been focusing on some of my infantry at this point in time, but he does not. Not entirely sure why he doesn't, but he doesn't. And here I'm moving my guys back up, my camel gunners back up once again. Just take some more pot shots.
We need to act.
They're taking quite a few arrows to the face. He just took one into the chest and does not care at all. And once again, he's charging his cavalry up once again, but they're going to take some casualties while they are charging. And my guys just decide not to evacuate till the last second, so I don't see this, and unfortunately most of these guys do die because there's no way they can stand up to this. Ooh, they do get 1 kill right there, and I'm sure several more. And eventually I'm gonna rush over my dismounted Christian Guard after it's too late. My There's only 2 guys left, and I'm surprised they have not routed. 1 guy left, and I believe that's all of them. Yes, my entire camel gunners somehow did not rout. They just, completely got destroyed. But I'm gonna rush my Christian Guard in here. Probably not the best idea. I should use my my crossbow or spear unit, but
Men are under attack.
did not.
We must act now.
And look how devastating this fire is. He should have been doing this earlier. Look how much of a pounding they're taking. They went from 27 to 20 right then. So I don't see that till much later. Very, very saddening to watch my guys die like that. But caused his guys to basically leave the field. Look, 12 left, 11 there. And they cannot help out on the right flank, which we are about to get to right now. Alright, going back just a bit, while everything's happening on the right flank with the cavalry fight, I'm rushing my dismounted Christian Guard up, causing his units to run in fear. Look at these pathetic men, quote-unquote men. And look at that, only 10 guys left. That's pretty saddening. I have my bodyguard moving over here, as well as some dismounted Arab cav. That's just... They were supposed to be a flanking force, but we will see how this goes in just a little bit. So here, I'm going to go ahead, charge forth into...
Rejoice! The infidel general lies dead, and now his men
into his billmen, after that ruined my entire ability to have a nice cinematic mode of charging. But we're going to watch how close and personal. And his billmen stand no chance, because they go ahead and rout.
Our men are under attack.
I don't even think I really took a casualty there. Yeah, I do not see but 1 dead troop right there, so that's pretty sad for them. He's going to charge forth. He's going to charge his dismounted English Knights and armored swordsmen, or, yes, armored swordsmen, into me. He's also charging over here upon my dismounted, dismounted Christian Guard, yes. But that's fine by me. He also charges my general over here, but I use my 2 dismounted Arab cav to go ahead and halt this charge, allowing my general to get out scot-free. He unfortunately did get 2 casualties, 4 horses. But I'm going to charge forth my urban militia into these guys, as well as my spear militia, or my dismounted Arab cav.
Only half the enemy force remains.
They're close enough.
Pray they lose their will to fight.
They normally would not win this fight, but they will do enough, trust me. Here you can see I'm engaging in the infantry fight. We're going to watch this on the side. Now, you can charge cavalry through these stakes right here, but if you charge them from this way, it'll kill them. But I can charge this way and won't have any casualties, because, 4, 13, and 8 is bad enough. I'm going to charge these 4 after some of his longbowmen, and I see this beautiful group of infantry right here. See? No casualties. Sustained. Boom, look at this charge. Lots of his guys go flying and just dying, and
only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
This is going to be so sad. I should have put these guys on guard mode. I wouldn't think that they would be this stupid. I don't know why they did this, but look at this. Look at this. I was pressing, no, move back, you idiots. And look at that, only 1 guy left in that. Somehow he does not rout. But these guys got through just scot-free. But oh man, that was so saddening. Alright, so my opponent sees his troops are routing, and he knows the end is near. Because look at this, all these guys are essentially dead. They might come back, this many, 30,
this
25.
Is a day of victory.
They definitely would be coming back, but I have these guys over here taking them down. They are acting very odd, glitching out very... I have no idea what they're doing. But boom, my opponent missed defeat, and that's a quote-unquote average victory. From where, for me, you can see I deployed 1,041 compared to my opponent's 991. Got the most kills, 577. No, I'm sorry. Most kills are here, 529. My opponent actually got more kills than me. Huh. But I had more troops to work with after that, because he decided to bring a heavy archer force. So let's look at statistics. Anything spectacular. 60 peasant crossbowmen. That's actually surprising. 67. 48. Wow. They did a lot better than his troops. And that's because I chose the right targets. So, let's talk about what my opponent did wrong. He brought really heavy missile units his army could have worked quite efficiently, because you saw what that one or several units of uh, longbowmen did to that single Christian guard, which was my best melee infantry on the field. Completely destroyed him. However, he engages in a missile fight that was totally useless. I have peasant crossbowmen. They are very cheap and very useless in all other aspects. But, well, I mean, they can offer some fire support. I shot at some of his horses earlier, but it didn't do that much. However, he should have been firing at my melee infantry, which would have allowed his melee infantry that were outnumbered, but in some ways somewhat superior. I don't want to say they're too superior. They were probably equal, but would have allowed him to take the upper advantage. He also got caught in a cavalry fight that he could not win. He expected his men to be a lot better, but my guys outnumbered him, and I also out-microed him. So just keep that in mind. Micro is everything. And I also didn't let him shoot me all day. You notice that after everything was started on my right flank in the cavalry fight, I moved my guys up very quickly and to go ahead and engage his guys. And as always, keep your general safe. I'm glad my opponent decided to put his general in a general's bodyguard, but keep your general safe. Always do that. That is a huge morale problem if you do not. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something about how to use a skirmish heavy army to win, or how to fight a skirmish heavy army. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we'll catch you guys in the next chapter.